Now, to those of you who have been looking at my limited release workshopping videos of this nature, I understand if you have not found the time to watch these, especially considering that which is going on right now. There are definitely more important things to be concerned about right now than my certain little videos at the moment. That being said, when everything clears up, or if everything clears up, everything will be archived on the Americans' Facebook chat. If you have the time, feel free to watch, especially this video that I am doing right now at the moment. You see, before Todd Phillips's movie came out recently, a couple of months ago, the whole paradigm of the Batman story was pretty set in stone. Batman was the kid of Thomas and Martha Wayne, two philanthropists who tried to do as much as they could for the city of Gotham, pardon me. These games are called the Arkham games, but the city is Gotham. I mean, were they really, really rich and to a degree disconnected from the citizens? To a degree, yes. I mean, most of the citizens of Gotham lived in the city of Gotham, while Thomas and Martha Wayne and their little boy Bruce and their butler Alfred lived far outside the city limits of Gotham. But they still concerned themselves with the problems of the city and trying to fix them. And then one night, after either a theater performance or a movie or something of that nature, Thomas and Martha Wayne were shot dead in Crime Alley, leaving Bruce Wayne an orphan. This would end up being the catalyst that would result in the Batman that we know of today. That was all kind of set in stone, and even though many variations of the Batman tale have been told since then, that some things have remained true, like Batman had really good, kind parents, and those good and kind parents got shot dead in Crime Alley. Then the movie Joker came out. As it turns out, a lot of the problems and crime that were going on in Gotham were there because individuals like Thomas Wayne failed to background check his employees, and as a result, a whole bunch of real pricks ended up being in Wayne Industries. A couple of pricks who thought it would be fun to beat up a certain Arthur Fleck right after he had been fired from his job at clown school. What did Mr. Arthur Fleck of this tale do? He killed all three of them. In the subway, while wearing his clown makeup. But the results of this murder actually ended up being quite a bit more than he was expecting. Turns out that under the surface in Gotham City, people were being mistreated left and right. And the elite weren't doing anything to help either. So, programs were being cut, people were living in absolute poverty. It took the murder of those 3 Wayne employees to make everyone just kinda go crazy. I mean, it might have been placated a small bit, but Thomas Wayne, the father of Batman, decided to declare all of the regular citizens of Gotham City to be clowns. Guess what happened? Those clowns would end up rioting at the end of the movie, in a scene not too dissimilar to what we've been seeing today. What is the point of all of this? That if you have problems in your society and you're refusing to do anything about them or ignoring the pleas of those who are needy or in need, eventually something is going to snap. This can be seen in the population of Gotham in general during the course of the film, and in the person of Arthur Fleck, who would become the Joker, or at least one of the origin stories of the Joker traditionally, Joker does not have a canonical origin story. He likes to keep people guessing. But honestly, if you were to pick one of those stories to be the canonical origin story, I think you should probably end up going with this one, because it says so much more about the problems of Gotham and the situation that the Joker was in that put him in his Joker position than any of the other stories do. Even the traditional, like, frontrunner for best origin story, which is Killing Joke, where Joker was just a failed comedian who got caught up in a bad robbery, which turned him into who he was. I feel that this not only is a more realistic interpretation of what happened to Joker, and it is an origin story that ultimately says a lot more about our society than any other origin story that has been produced about the Clown Prince of Crime. By making Thomas Wayne a real asshole, they flipped the narrative of Batman completely. I mean, Bruce Wayne was like 8 years old when this was happening. I don't think he was fully aware of what his father and others like his father were doing. But he wasn't this amazing guy that we see in almost all other interpretations of the Batman mythos and the origin of the Batman. So, this really is a complete paradigm shift for the whole Batman story. So, that's all I really have to say about it. If you haven't seen Todd Phillips' Joker movie, you really, really owe it to yourself to see it. It completely transforms the whole Batman origin story and the Joker origin story. You owe it to yourself to go and see it. For those of you who are a bit squeamish around gore, it does have one or two particularly gory scenes. And of course, as tends to be the case with most R-rated movies, there is quite a few F-bombs that are dropped, but ultimately it's all in the service of the story of this man who is abused by the people around him in the city he resides in, to the point where he and the city of Gotham as a whole finally snaps. So, I'll just take out these guys and we'll call it a night. Yeah, I'm not really doing a particularly good job on this particular night with these particular guys. I don't know. In the past, when I played the Arkham games, I would always try to get the, silent takedowns. But now I tend to take a bit more of a fast and loose interpretation. It's a combination, guns blazing and stealth. So, I guess you can call it more of a Far Cry approach, if you will. Where, sure, you can start off being all stealthy and stuff, but eventually, if everything goes foobar, you have the ability to just, switch gears and go all full guns blazing, or fists pounding, as it were in this particular case.
Was it really him? Of course.
So,
he took the bait just like the boss said. Bait? What are we bait now? Not us, but the Isaiah!
So as you can see, that's what I'm doing here now. A couple of stealth knockouts, and a couple of just straight up punching, kicking ass, doing things the Batman way. So gotta get into the tower. Also, while I'm doing this video, I figured I'd ask everybody, who do you consider your favorite Bat as Joker? That's it. And so many people talk about, oh, who's your favorite Batman? Like, is it Michael Keaton? Is it Christian Bale? Is it, what's his name? Will Arnett. Personally, Will Arnett is one of my favorite Batmans. He's the Lego Batman. and his take is more of a spoof of the Batman character, but it's still hilarious, and it deserves its due as one of the better Batman performances. But no, we're going to be talking about Jokers now. We're going to talk about the classics like Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger, as always. This recent performance by Joaquin Phoenix. Even some more off-kilter performances like Cesar Romero in the 60s and Zach Galifianakis in the Lego Batman movie. Basically, anyone who's ever played the Joker has left his or her mark every time. In the case of Flashpoint Paradox, where Bruce Wayne gets killed in Crime Alley, and then Thomas Wayne becomes Batman, and Martha Wayne becomes the Joker. It's crazy. You should check it out sometime. Oh, this is big. Killing Joke by Alan Moore. Killing Joke.
Don't pass out just yet.
It's considered one of the greatest Batman stories ever written. Basically, Joker hypothesizes that a good person can go bad after one bad day. So he paralyzes Barbara Gordon, who's Batgirl and the daughter of the Commissioner. Then he captures Commissioner Gordon, strips him down, has him look at pictures of his paralyzed daughter. And, I mean, eventually Batman does come in and saves the day and whatever, but the whole point is this idea that all it can take is one bad day to turn a decent person bad. Some even hypothesize that in the end of the graphic novel, Joker's killed, finally, by the Batman. Like, this is the thing, and Joker's actually correct, because eventually this is the thing that makes Batman snap and end up breaking his one rule of not killing anybody. But again, it's just a matter of interpretation. This is what happens when you drag your friends into this crazy little game of ours. Okay, this looks like a good place to stop it. If this is up and running in a decent amount, or even if this ends up just being archived, just if you can like and subscribe, that would be great, and be sure to check out other content on my channel and content on the Big Pappy channel, the Big Parent channel, Cal, Dad, Brass, and Voice. Alright, see you guys later.